coming up on today's episode.
Alright, well, what you can see is the setup. Charger is now on and it is full. The battery is, it is plugged in. You can see over here. And there's the clock. I have a clock now on this because I wanted a clock. So basically, like I said, you've got. I'm just trying to figure out why that's weird looking. Okay, but so basically what we've got is the whole thing here set up. Now, I've already tried this once, and the recording shuts off after 12 hours. Now, that was the first I'd heard of that. Nowhere in the documentation, user manual that I could find, Bob said he found it, but I didn't, said anything about a 12-hour time limit. And so, as such, I thought, well, you know, this is just going to go as long as it goes, and that's, you know, as long as the card holds up or the battery is good, or in this case, the USB connection. As long as that is good, then everything should be hunky-dory. But it doesn't. So 12 hours is the max. And after 12 hours, it basically starts over. So what I've decided to do, it is actually 12:22, as you can see here. Before I go to bed this evening, I will reset the recording. I will come in and talk to you again then and reset the recording so that it goes all night. And that way I can, in the morning, then I can just reset it again if I need to. And like I said, if it's still recording. Now, I will tell you, from the first time I tried this, it went for 16 hours. And it wasn't nowhere near. It was like 12 point, the meter here was at 12.4. So it was nowhere near. But now, to be fair, the recording itself shut off after the 12 hours. And I think I started recording at 4 something in the afternoon. So a little after midnight, it probably shut off, and I was already sawing logs about that time. So, anywho, that's that. So like I said, this is what we're doing, and like I said, again, I will come in this evening before I go to bed. But I will, like I said, unplug the charger, and I'll unplug it from here, and then I'll unplug it from the from there as well. So it's off now, and we are ready to start our recording here. This should take off. I don't know exactly how long it's going to take or anything like that. Let's turn this on so I've got plenty of voltage going into it. There we go. It is recording. It is charging now. I can see the red light is lit. So it is basically running off of the, let's see if I can get this up a little better. Basically, all I need to see is this, and everything else should be just fine. So anyway, that's, like I said, that's it. It is recording. I've got it in the EP mode, and according to the camera itself, it's got 29 hours and 28 minutes to record. So that's given the 64 gigabyte card inside. And so, as such, I should be able to come back in here, as like I said, when at bedtime, whatever time that is, 10, 11, whatever I go to bed, and reset this. And as long as it's not after, 12:25 or whatever the time I started was, should be fine. But even if it is, I'm mainly trying to do this test to find out how long the camera will operate off the battery. And like I said, if it's any indication the other time, I think it'll be a long time. So I think it's good. I think that's excellent. This is going to work out perfectly for what I had in mind, and I'm happy about that. But I do want to get to, I'm going to do a couple of these tests. I'm going to do this one here. This is the JVC GZ E100 camera, And like I said, I have it in EP mode, which is the takes up the least amount of space on the SD card, I guess is what you would say. So, but now I couldn't see. Now maybe some expert could. I couldn't see any real difference in the recording. The video when I looked at it. It was clear as a bell, and everything looked just like it always does. So Bob had mentioned about that. He said probably the higher modes are for action type shots, sports, things like that. And that made a good point. And I know there is a difference, obviously, because each mode you go up, I think the next one, SP, the recording time goes down. So there's obviously more being recorded to the SD card. So and that has to only can mean video quality, the quality of the recording itself. And I also did notice that this will record in blocks of almost 2 hours, 159 20 seconds I think is what it was. But that's the 3.9 or 4.0, whatever the limit is on the SD cards. And that's why that goes that way. And it does start a new block. Then of course it's continuous. You can't tell any difference. You just put them together and they just like one continuous recording. So that's good. That's all going to do me. I think I'm going to turn my lights out other than the one right above the camera. Or I might just turn that one out and turn some of the other ones off. That might be a better way of doing this. Let's see what I can see here. I've got things to do today. Go to places to go get my oil changed, to get supper. Got all kinds of stuff. But we'll turn this one off. And let's just turn this one off right above it. There. That leaves us one light on over there. And that pretty much lights up the whole area. Gives you a good shot of what we're looking at here. And I think, and that should do it. So now you can probably tell this thing started out at 14 volts on the meter, but that's just a surface charge from the battery charging, and that quickly burns off. And once it gets down in the 12 volt range, it gets slower. And as I said, it started out the same way yesterday when I started recording, and after 16 hours it was only down to 12.4. So not bad at all. I think I'm gonna like it. Pretty sure I'm gonna like it, we'll put it that way. So there you go, that's that. Like I say, I'm gonna shut up and get out of here and let this thing record and have at it. I tried to find, I know I thought of something else. I tried to find a way to make the date display, or time and the date display on the video itself, but I cannot find a way of doing that on these camcorders. I don't know if that isn't possible or what. Most of them were possible that put the time and the date stamp right on the video. This one apparently won't do that. It is showing on the 1229 on the display on the camera, just like it does on the clock. But so I don't know. But that's that. Like I say, I'll shut up again, and I'll be back later. Alright, we are back here at the bench again, and you can see the time is 11:41. I going to go to bed now, and going to start this to restart it, because it's been recording now for 11 hours, I believe 11 hours and 20 minutes. So we'll restart it, and like I said, we'll check it in the morning when we get up. Make sure everything's still running here. It's 12.6 right now. Still been doing pretty good. So, alright, let me stop this and come back. Alright, back again. And we have restarted the timer. And we are at 000.09. Up 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's getting there. So, that should do until in the morning. And we'll come back and check it out then. So, have a pleasant evening. Alright, we're back again. It's 7:54 as you can see. 8 minutes, or 8 hours, 12 minutes, and 16 seconds. Been recording. So, I guess it's working pretty good. According to that, less than 4 hours. I'll need to restart again for the 12-hour limit. So I'll have to kind of keep that in mind. Maybe I'll set my alarm on my phone so I won't forget. And then we'll be back. See you. Alright, we are back again. As you can see, it's 11:29. We've been recording now on this session 11 hours, 17 minutes, 29 seconds. And we're going to go ahead and stop the recording and restart again. As you can see, we're down to 12.2, not down all that much. So I don't think I'm going to have enough. Apparently only have 7 hours left on the memory card. So we'll go as long as we can, and when it stops, I guess that's it. So we'll go from there when we get to it. So I guess we'll restart now. And sure enough, we are back. 11:30 now, and 12.2 still on the meter. So we'll let her go. 7 minutes now it's showing on the record time. I'm sorry, 7 hours. So when that time is up, let's see, what will that be? 7 hours from now would be 12:30, 12:30, 11:30. No. Let's see if it's 12. That would be 6. 6:30? Yeah, maybe 6:30. I'm thinking 6:30. You would think it wouldn't be that hard. You got 11 to 12. That's an hour. 6 makes 6. So anyway, 12:30. Or 6:30. So there you go. That's it. Like I said, it is recording, and that's about all I'm going to say about it. I think it's done remarkably well. The battery box has proven itself very reliable as far as what it's being used for, and the time wise, we're going to have at least 24 hours, even more than that actually. So it's going to be well worth, if you have to do a multiple day shoot or something like that, it would be very well suited to do that. Like I said, that's going to work. I really wanted to get it down far enough to show it how far it would go down before the battery or the 12 volt, or not the 12 volt, but the USB stopped working. That would be interesting to know. Of course, I'd have to come back in, put another memory card in, or just take the memory card out and not erase it, but upload it to the computer, and then start over again. But we may do that. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, like I said, around 6:30, we'll come in here, and it should be about ready to be done. So, all right, that's it. We'll see you then. Alright, we are back once again after deleting all of the files on the all 64 gig. Well, it wasn't quite 64, but it was really close. Took over an hour to do that, so that's why the delay between when we stopped before and now. I didn't really say anything when we stopped before, but I'll point it out in the post. I'll put a little note saying that we stopped there. Now it's 8:03. I think, I'm pretty sure I can get up in time to get it in the morning after the 12-hour period. That's if it's even still running. You can see the things down to 12.1. It was at 12.0 when we took it off, but it sit here for over an hour kind of recharging itself, which, you know, it wasn't connected to anything, but that they just do that sometimes, batteries do. So, anywho, that's where we're going to leave it for this evening, and like I said, we'll come back in the morning. So we have a fresh 29 hours and 30 minutes to record. So I don't know how long it'll go, but I would like to know, and you know, I'll add all this up and find out exactly what kind of deal we got going here as far as how long this thing will actually last if I need it to. So I think I'd like to know that, and and I may even do a test on the Sony to see if there's any difference on it. Now I believe the other JVC, if it got it's like this one, only a little bit newer, I believe it probably was going to be similar to this. So the Sony might be a little bit different. So like I said, we'll see. But anywho, there you go. I just thought I would do that, and like I say, I'm glad I kind of went ahead and put the clock in here. That way I can keep track of all the times and things like that, and get a pretty much exact figure. Now I did leave this on while I was deleting the files, and again, it did come up a little bit, but I left the USB on to watch the. Well, I didn't want to watch it, but I wanted to see if it went down or up or what. It actually came up a little bit, but it's back down to 12.0 now. So, all right, that's going to do me. Like I said, we'll catch you in the morning. I'm going to set my alarm, make sure I do get up to come in here and check on it, and that should work out pretty good. So, all right. Good morning, YouTube. Here with you at 7:24 in the morning. If you can see, I think, on the time. The current recording is being recorded now as at 11 hours and 21 minutes and 40 seconds. So we're going to stop this and restart it. Now you can see our battery voltage is down to 9.3. It's still operating the USB portion of the device and providing power to the camera. So I think we're going to try to do this one more time. I think that will probably do it, but I'd like to know exactly how long it does last. And so, you know, I think that would be good. So let me shut it down real quick, and we'll come back. Alright, we are back. Now the got a little bump from turning the camera off, but it came right back down to 9.3. So, like I said, we have a brand new counter going now, and I'm just going to leave it go and see what happens. I would think at some point it will shut off. Now, I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with the camera to know exactly what happens to that last recording segment. I assume that it will go until the power goes out, and then probably just, well, you've got the battery, the internal battery is still on it, connected to it, so I don't know if that'll let it go and do what it's supposed to do. I don't know if there's a sensing type of circuit in there that senses the battery is about to go dead and then, you know, saves the file. I'm really not sure, so I guess we'll find out, figure that out. It'll go until it doesn't go anymore, so that's all we can do, and we'll go from there. So we'll talk to you later. Well, it just went off. Good morning, YouTube. Here with you for a final analysis, synopsis, whatever you'd like to call it, on the battery box footage that you just watched. We have everything figured out now. I do believe it's correct now. I made a mistake on the original one when I did it. and I think I have corrected it now. But anyway, we plugged the camera into the USB at 12:27 p.m. on the 11th of August and started recording. We stopped the recording due to the memory card being almost full at 6:42 p.m. on the 12th. Then we uploaded the footage from the SD card into the computer and started again recording at 8:02 p.m. on the 12th with the empty 64 gigabyte card. Then the camera finally stopped recording totally at 10:01 a.m. on the 13th of August. Now, if we do our figuring here, we're looking at 12:27 p.m. On the 11th till 12:27 p.m. on the 12th, 24 hours, obviously. 12:27 p.m. on the 12th till 12:27 a.m. on the 13th is 12 hours. That's 36 there. Then we look at the 12:27 a.m. to 9:27 a.m. is 9 hours. And the last part of it is 9:27 a.m. On the 13th till 10:01 a.m. on the 13th is 34 additional minutes. So the total time is 45 hours and 34 minutes. And then we take off of that the time it took to upload the footage off the SD card and restart the recording, and that was 1 hour and 20 minutes. So the actual record time for the battery box was 44 hours and 14 minutes. That is impressive, I do believe. I'm very, very happy with the results of that, and I think it's going to work out perfectly for what I want. Anywho, that's that. Now, also, in the meantime, from doing all this, I come up with another little idea for that battery box, and that is to add an inverter to make it power a radio out in the wild. And I thought that would be an excellent thing to do, especially on these little AA4 radios that I'm working with. I think that would be a nice thing to do, to go out to that same location there that the Skyline Drive, and they had a shelter house up there, a nice shelter house, and I thought it would be nice to take the radios up there and try them out. And of course, I don't know that there is electric up there. It's possible there is electric at the shelter house. I don't know, but even if it's not, then we could take the battery box and use that to power the radios and see how long they last with that. In fact, I probably will do a once the things I have ordered, and I will flash those up on the screen. Now, this is just a cheap inverter, very cheap. I think I give $11.99, something like that for it. But surprisingly, one of the actual things it says, it does provide 110 plus or minus. I think it said so many volts. And it says 60 cycle AC, and that was something that it was kind of hard to find on any of these inverters, was an actual 60 cycle AC signal. So happy about that. And then I also bought a little plug-in for the, as you can see, it's just got a built-in adapter that plugs into your cigarette lighter, and I bought one of those on a cord so we could plug it into the battery box there on the front where I plug the charger in. That is directly connected to the battery, so that will work just fine. And that will allow us to basically have a little cord there for the charger and do that. So, like I say, once that arrives, we'll do another test of that to find out. We'll use one of the little AA4 radios. Hopefully by that time we'll have them fixed and singing. But if I can get it on the local station or something, and we'll let it play at a medium volume and see how long it plays for and how long the battery box lasts. I'm kind of curious to know that as well. And so I think that would be a good idea. And one of the reasons I use the little cable there is if I did happen to decide I wanted to plug it in my car, I could do that as well, because I do have power ports in there it would plug it right into. So that would be nice to do as well. So anywho, that's that. So I think that's going to do this one. I'm very, very pleased with the results of the battery box. and kind of happy I did that now. I think if anybody else wants something similar, you can see how easy it is to do. Obviously, if you got a 3D printer, you can whip up a case for it. If not, I'm sure it could be done without the case. You know me, that was one of the reasons I wanted to do it, was print up a case. And like I said, we're going to get off here and let you guys go back to your business. And I want to thank you all for watching, and we do appreciate that, and we will talk to you later.